All right, so we're going to talk about the awning off the back of the camper. So this is a Cascadia vehicle tents awning. It's a 79-inch Pioneer, and it is the perfect size for the 7x14. So any awning, more or less, that's this style should bolt up, no issues. So we'll just go over exactly kind of how it's mounted on, and then we'll deploy it, and we'll kind of show how I secure it to the back of the patio deck. So as you can tell, it's directly mounted to the frame of the trailer. Mounting was super easy. It's aluminum channel. You just drill out your holes, make sure they're horizontal. Just put in the bolts into the aluminum channel of the awning, poke them through the holes, bolt them down perfectly flush with the trailer. I did run some caulking that is up on the top, and that seals it, so that way whenever it does rain, all the water just pours right off the side. So there is no water intrusion from the roof of the trailer through the awning. So it stays nice and dry. So let's go ahead and we'll drop the deck and we'll see what it looks like with the awning deployed. All right, there it is, fully deployed. Perfect fit. So we really like how this is set up because the poles actually go straight down into the patio deck. So of course we have our guy lines, and those are tied down, so everything is self-contained. You can of course take these poles and you can stick them outward a little bit and take your guide lines and put them out if you wanted to. This does go up high enough to where you can close the patio ramp if you wanted, but we've never been in that situation before, so don't really do that, but we just have everything all nice and contained right there on the patio deck. So as far as the install goes, like I said, it was very straightforward. You have the aluminum track. This is where the poles, the side poles, lay into, and then on the back side, so these magnets are for Starlink, so we're not going to worry about those. But here we go. So we have a bolt right here, and I believe there's a second bolt. Yep, right there. There's another bolt, and that's all it is. Just those two bolts, and it's mounted straight to the frame of the trailer. These holes right here is where the marker lights used to live, and the wires came out. And of course, with the awning there, can't run those at the same time, so sealed those up with some silicone and no leak. So when it comes to the guy lines, we of course have our carabiner hooked up. All we did was drill a hole right up here at the top, and we hook our carabiner. And then of course we have paracord that comes all the way down, and then we have another carabiner with a tightening function on there. So you loop through your paracord, you just simply pull on it and it will tighten up and stay there. So of course we have a footman loop right there. We have our hole drilled for our pole, so the post will actually sit right inside there. And then of course we tighten everything down, so you know, of course when it's windy outside, this thing ain't going to go anywhere, so all the wind would have to pull up the patio deck, and that's just not going to happen. So of course coming down to the corners here, so this side we don't have the guidelines installed, but we do have the footman loop that I wanted to show. And then of course we have the post, and the post has a little spike on there. So most of them are going to have some sort of spike. We just simply drilled out a hole that was the proper diameter, so that way the post sits right inside. And we did cover the patio with anti-slip patio paint. And we did the hole first, And then we filled the hole up with a little bit of paint just to kind of help seal the wood on the inside, and of course painted the entire patio itself. So water doesn't really collect in there, but just a little bit of extra protection in there, and just a step to do before you paint the patio. And as far as accessibility goes, we don't have really any barriers except for the assist line for the garage door. So we only have it mounted on the passenger side. So pretty standard, of course. Pretty much all ramp doors are going to have that. But we did remove it. So it was originally installed on the other side and came down, but we did remove it. So 3 years, been rolling with this setup right here. Haven't had a single issue with it. So if you're kind of on the fence about it, definitely give it a try. You don't have to make it permanent. You can simply just disconnect it and kind of see where you go from there. But for us, 3 years hasn't been an issue at all. You might need to tighten and adjust your springs, but with us, we replaced this with 1/2-inch oak, and then we also, of course, put 3 layers of anti-slip patio paint, so the weight balance actually more or less lined up with what the spring tension was. So we did have to adjust it just a little bit, but just a couple turns, and it was perfectly fine. Now they do make a cover kit. It was an option when we purchased this awning, and basically it's walls, canvas walls, I believe, that come all the way down on all sides with a flooring. However, after 3 years, we thought about it, but we obviously never ended up getting it just because we never really felt the need to. But some awnings out there do have wall kits. So if that's something that you're interested in, if this is something that you wanted to deploy and keep out while you're at camp the entire time, that's definitely something worth looking into. For us though, never really been an issue. We really only put down the awning whenever it's light showers, maybe a little bit of snow, but when it's pouring down rain, we close it on up. All right, that concludes our awning video on the 7x14 cargo trailer conversion. If there's anything else that you want to know about this awning specifically or this setup, leave a comment down below and we'll try our best to answer it. We also have a free resource for a lot of the products that you see on this cargo trailer, as well as additional products that other people have used. It's a free spreadsheet resource on Google Drive. That link is going to be down in the description, so I highly recommend checking that out. Again, this is going to be the CVT 79-inch Pioneer.